In an unprecedented move, 4 former chiefs of the services have written to the President saying that any delay in the implementation of the one rank, one pension scheme could create big divisions between soldiers and officers. Remember, the Modi government has been trying to push this through. They've given indications that the Prime Minister could announce the OROP during his independence speech. But this letter has been signed by former Army Chief General S.F. Rodrigues, former Navy Chiefs Admiral L. Ramdas, Arun Prakash and Surish Mehta, and it says that the denial of OROP is the last straw that has exhausted the veterans' patience. I want to go across now to Satbir Singh. He's been leading the charge on behalf of the veterans. He's joining us on this broadcast. You, General Khadian, have been leading this march for a very long time. Now, former chiefs stepping in. And what's interesting, sir, is the language of this letter. You're suggesting that any delay in the announcement of one rank, one pension could create divisions between officers and Jawans. Is that a threat that's being held out to the Modi government? What's really going on at a time when the Prime Minister's office has given ample indications of the fact that one rank, one pension could possibly be announced as early as the 15th of August?
Rahul, it's a question of assurances not being met by the present government. Long back, 17 months back, that assurance was given that the moment the present government comes to power, one rank, one pension will be implemented. Now, when it came to power on 26th May last year, in the first address of the Supreme Commander, one rank, one pension implementation was the priority. Thereafter, over 13 months have passed. It has not been implemented.
But now the indications are that it will get implemented. Why then are you prejudging what the Prime Minister announces by writing to the President in this fashion? And look also at the language of the letter that's been sent, sir.
No, the point is that what is it which is holding on? We were told by the Defence Minister that he had completed the file and sent to the Finance Ministry on 17th of March. Today, we are closing to 17th of August very soon. So what is it which is holding on? It came back 4 to 5 times. It was answered back to the Finance Ministry. Assurance is not kept. It's an upsurge from the villages. 70% of the serving people are the children of the veterans. Now, after our doors were closed, we had no option. We were only wanting 2 things. One, the definition which has been approved must not be tampered with.
Sir, but the real fear,
approved it.
Sir, the real fear is that if this is done for the Army and the Navy and the Air Force, then there will be a spiraling demand from the paramilitary forces. And that would then be a burden on the exchequer, which would cripple the government. That's a very real fear. And at some level, while of course what the veterans want needs to be kept in mind. My own father is a former officer, but the reality is that you can't disregard the country's finances. That too needs to be kept in mind, and the Army teaches more than anything else that national interest comes before self-interest.
No, Rahul, yes, national interests come. The national interests are also, it is the responsibility of the nation to look after the soldier who gives his own life to protect the integrity and sovereignty of the nation. I want to ask, what is the impediment? Why? They are saying that others will demand. No, sir. Others serve till 60 years. 85% of the army retires at the age of 35.
Okay, tell me, sir, before I end, what happens? Clearly, veterans are still on a war path, not satisfied with what the Modi government is holding out. Talks have collapsed just before Independence Day. Very dramatic, this, of course. But what happens if the Prime Minister makes an announcement that's not fully to your satisfaction? In any negotiation, sir, both sides can never be fully satisfied. If the government moves a certain distance, should the veterans also not relent somewhat if a majority of their demands are met, which is what the BJP government says it is willing to do?
Rahul Kamal, there is only one definition. Today's pension ought to be passed to past pensioner. Future pensions ought to be passed to past pensioner. Any change in the rate of pension ought to be automatically passed.
Okay.
Where is the scope? What are we asking? 8,200 and some odd crore of rupees. I want to know, once this was already there.
I'm going to leave it over there. Sir, for joining us on this broadcast, thank you. People have heard what you're saying. There's of course deep concern about the language of the letter that's been written by 4 chiefs, but these are 4 very respected officers who've lent their signature to a petition of this nature. It remains to be seen what damage control can the Modi government do. You don't want a situation where men who've laid down their lives, who fought for the nation all through their years, come into a situation where they're at a warpath with their own government. Thank you very much, sir.